My name is Nicole Kijak, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Nicole Kijak. So, we're gonna do another makeup video, and it is freaking hot in this sweater, but let me show you the outfit real quick. Purple pants. So that's the fit, and we're going to be doing is too hot. It is too hot to continue this video in this sweater. So I got green. Did you expect that? I didn't, and I'm the one that put it on, you know? I feel like green is a very cohesive color with purple. Like, it complements it really well, so that's why I had originally picked it. Even when I have like sweaters like on top of like the outfit, I always make sure the bottom layer always matches the outfit. Like, it's like layering. Like, even if the other person I'm out of breath. Even if the other person or anybody in society or whoever sees me out in public only with like a sweater on top and whatever, and they don't see what's underneath, I know what's underneath because I'm the one that picked the colors. So let's do our makeup, and I'm honestly feeling a bit more organized enough to start back up the videos. So what's really interesting is like I feel like I just didn't have enough foundation in like, oh my goodness, I didn't have enough foundation in myself or like my schedule or anything in order to do this, because I'd be doing this and then I'd be like video editing. I'm still figuring out the video editing, like what days to do it and like what days to film the videos, because it takes energy. It takes energy to put on the outfit and like to just like come out full Nicole, right? And so yeah, yes. So we're gonna start with a primer. That boy is corrupt. Watcha. Dun, dun, dun. So what's it called? The new, by the way, I'm like sniffly because the sweater that I have on hangs up. It's like hung like in my room like with these, and so it hasn't been worn in a bit and it is dusty. That's the reality of my clothes hanging up when I don't use them. But the new Sabrina album, the Sabrina character, the Sabrina Carpenter album that just came out. I can't speak, man. That boy is corrupt. Watch out. I was also out late celebrating with someone last night. They hit a really cool milestone and I was just like, all right, I'll stay up late. So if you don't already know, I've mentioned in like a previous video or previous videos that I have a new schedule of waking up at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Honestly, the best time I'm doing is 6:30 because then I go to the gym now. So I started going to the gym last week. Like, I saved up enough money to like actually get a gym membership. So that's exciting, and that boy is corrupt. I forgot what I was talking about. So I blew my nose, and I'm gonna be using a lip liner because it does not smudge. I need to get like pigmented colors, you know. Yeah, I've been following my schedule and I've actually been like building up. It feels like saving pennies every day, or like a quarter. It doesn't feel like much until like much time has passed. And months before, I've been doing my food. So by doing my food, I like track it. Bro, I like measure my food every single day, and it's like really hard to like put in the app. Damn, I forgot again, you know. I look like I'm bleeding from the eyes. I look like I'm getting ready for Halloween, and I'm honestly okay with that because I feel like I am that vibe. But I'm like a baby doll vibe. I'm like, ooh ha 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 ha. Like, I'm not scary, but I can look gloomy. Pew, pew. But if I'm being honest, I really miss it. Like this. And talking to you guys, I needed to get more organized in myself. Bro, I built muscle since last time you be seeing me. Not that I took a break from like YouTube. More so, the video I've been working on for a while is like the reception video, and it's just like, dang, video editing, it takes time. I really love this. This is cool. This is not what I intended when I picked the outfit. I knew red though. Sometimes I like forget I have like an understanding of like just art in general. So it's like, oh yeah, I know how to draw. I know how to paint. I understand color. I forget. But also those types of things I feel like are innate. Like I feel like they're built into us if we learn how to really practice and like listen to them. Listen and practice to them. Listen and practice them. I feel like, I don't know what's missing. I feel like I need to add some more red here. It feels silly. White keeps coming to mind. White, white, white. Okay, so I found these really cool lashes. And if you're asking, found them? What do you mean by found them? I found them at a garage sale. Not even a garage sale. I was driving past a house and like they had a whole bunch of stuff on their lawn and a huge sign that said free. And then when I went, there was lashes there. So you go snagged them and get them. I don't know where I put them. Look at them. These. They're not used. I swear they're not used. Oh my goodness. I like put on lashes before. Like not really. I would like play with them. I'm really good at them, but I feel like I want to put them on the bottom, you know? Let's attempt this then. I should have did this after. I mean like before. No. Looks weird. I feel like they would have to be thinner. I feel like I have to cut them in half or something. But I feel like they'd match. No. I feel if I put them on the top. Let me try the top. I can like put up my hair or something. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that freaking swoop. I like the subtlety of it. I'm gonna add one more next to it and then we'll see what it looks like. Ooh. Okay. Oh my god. I love that. I want to try one more now. I like really don't use lashes. I really just use like mascara. So I made a mistake and put like freaking lash glue on the bottom. I'm not sure if I add like mascara on top or not, but we'll see. Bro, people do these like every day. I don't know how they do that. The patience, man. It looks good. Okay, so this is what the lashes look like. I think they look good. I look freaking like hot, low key. What the heck? I like them. I mean, like, they're not crazy. They're not huge, but they definitely make a difference. I feel like a villain. Like a really, like, sexy one. So. Okay. So I was kind of thinking, I don't know if I want to add another color. I honestly can always add more, but I feel like I want to just like chill with this because I wasn't really feeling in the mood. I'm really tired because I went out last night and just tired. But I feel like every video at this point, I always talk about like me not feeling like I'm doing enough or like I'm doing a lot. And like, I feel like I don't want to talk about those things because I don't know. I feel like I want to make sure I don't know. I feel like that if I talk about things too much, people will like not want to watch this and like, oh, be all happy. But I don't believe like, oh, be all happy, you know? I feel like be real, be true, maybe talk about what I love. So, I know in the reception video I talked about some artworks. I want to talk about some other artworks and their names. So, let's do that. I love that. Okay, not gonna lie, I really like love the lashes 1010. I want to see if I could just wear the lashes without like makeup. So I feel like that's something I want to play with. This one, I love this one. I was actually talking about the movie today. So this one is called Midsummer minus the disappearances. So what I really love about this one is because of the yellow is so saturated and I love the ribbon of the floral ribbon. And hold on, let me zoom in. I love the floral ribbon and I like the felt that occupies the background because it feels like a field to me. And it feels playful and it feels like spring and it feels very bright and sunny and it reminds me of the movie Midsummer. Midsummer. I just call it Midsummer. But I'm a really big fan of Ari Aster. Like I just watched his movie Eddington. I recommend. I like it. I honestly, I don't know where I rank it on the other movies. I would have to rewatch Hereditary because I was using during that time of watching and so I probably fell asleep during the movie, so I don't remember it. but I remember it was a good movie. Like, that's all I know. But I like the whole playfulness of this, but it also gives me the vibe of like how Midsummer was very like seemingly like light and playful and very sunny. Like everything was happening during like the day, and usually like horror, thriller, whatever is happening at night, or like the lens is very gloomy. And I just really loved how this movie portrayed things in like the light, and this piece isn't really supposed to be reminiscent of that, but more so it just reminds me of the movie because of the colors and like the floral vibe spring of it. It just reminds me of it, like a flower crown. So yeah, this one. This one is called Clowns Who Play in Space. And so what's interesting about this one is that I actually like added a matting. Yeah, I added a matting to the front of like on top of like the glass. And so it's just like the piece is just kind of like coming out, and I think it's like Clowns Who Play in Space because of like I'm just playing with the space and the colors, and I feel like silly about it. Honestly, I feel like the title is just like very lighthearted because it was like more of a lighthearted piece, and then when I create my work I feel like I'm acting in a playful lighthearted mood because the way I'm working is more out of like curiosity and what can I do with the knowledge that I have in the moment, you know? It's the presence. So I play in the presence. Okay, this one's fire. So this one is called Kandinsky Made Me Travel to Outer Space. So what's really cool is that this is actually a watercolor painting. Well, it's a mixed media like painting with like color pencil or crayon. I think it's crayon as well. So that, and so I've had it hung in my room, and while I was using during there were dark times during my using, of course, but like one of the very noticeable one is like after graduating college, not really graduating, it's like after that like last semester, it's like close to my birthday, and I think that like that time period I was feeling very alone, and so I would just like all I would do is like paint and watercolor, paint, and so this was one of them. And the colors, honestly, I honestly like to think that like I made this during that time of feeling so withdrawn and like feeling the void of something eating at my soul. It's really beautiful because I'm still capable of creating while feeling this way, you know? And I had that, and so I pasted it on top of like a pink matting. That's like kind of like the background, like the border. And fabric, I added like, fun fact, the fabric that's like collaged on top of the painting slash drawing is a camera strap, and I think a pen holder. Like, you know those little like pockets that like hold pens? I don't know if you've ever seen them. I don't have any pictures or don't know the name of them, but it's just one of them. I found it in my grandpa's office, which is my studio. I converted to my studio, so I have a lot of his items. So I use a lot of his items as like love, you know, because where are all the items gonna go, you know? Like, they're either gonna get thrown out or someone else is gonna occupy them and use them for something else. I'd rather use them because I know where they came from, you know? I freaking love this one. All right, I love this one, guys. So this one is called Yellow Capacity of Distance. What does that name mean? I don't know. Guess what? Nicole, who was like zooted off of caffeine. By the way, she quit caffeine the day after the reception and she crashed. But this is such a good piece because I love it. So tail end of my using, I created this little painting. So there's this little painting in the piece, right? And I was dating someone at the tail end of my using, and I would travel with him like to paint. Sometimes we'd go and paint, you know, he was working on a project and I would just come, you know, spend time with him and paint because I had a hard time sometimes just functioning because like as like an addict and like all you do is like use and that becomes your reality. It's like sometimes it's like you can't separate, so sometimes people help. And I made that like while in that time period, and it's posted on a yellow mat board with this striped ribbon. Freaking love. So where I got the ribbon, I love ribbon. I honestly love stripes. That's like my favorite pattern. If I'm being honest, like like the cow print and stripes, all-time favorite. All-time freaking favorite. All-time freaking favorite! You see how I perked up after talking about this? Honestly, I think I know. I feel like I know what I'm doing. Or I like don't trust myself in what I'm doing. But I'm doing a good job. You're doing a good job! Okay. Let's talk about the piece, baby. So I love the ribbon. A good friend of mine, I love him. We went thrifting by his house and this little bag of ribbons. Damn, bro. Okay, the internal temperature was too high. We're good now. We're good. Okay, so I was talking about the ribbon. We went to a thrift shop by his house and it was like this little bag of ribbon. And like I got it, and honestly the best items I find are either like given to me from people or I like coincidentally find it. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe like everything is kind of like on the path you're on. And it's really interesting because it kind of confuses me because like if it's meant to happen, it will happen, but then what about the choices you make? You know, like what if I was always supposed to go to say this museum, but I purposely stay away from this museum, and like then it like gives you the question of like if it's meant to happen, will it happen? But then is there also like self-will involved in that to stop you from reaching places you can go if you sabotage? I don't know if any of what I said makes sense, but going back on the piece, so there's also felt, and what I love about this like piece is that I've had all these elements for a while, even this frame. So it's a gold frame and it was like broken on the corner, and so what's really interesting about frames like that, I feel like people discard them and I like fix them or I add elements to them to make them not like it doesn't, like this whole piece doesn't look broken, you know? And I added a towel. I low-key love my towels. I have a couple of pieces made out of towels. I should talk about them and I should talk about the process of that. But the internal temperature is getting hot again and I should probably head out. But next video I'll talk about some other pieces because I have a lot more to talk about. So you thought I forgot, right? Those are the photos for today, baby. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, baby. Have a good day. Is it done? I don't know because I didn't take them yet. Goodbye. 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 I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys have a good day. Goodbye.